Ever since this disappearing objects phenomenon thing started, I've been documenting anytime it's happened to me. Now, yesterday or the day before, I had out a bin of variable capacitors. And I went to put it away yesterday. I couldn't find the lid. Now, the lid is right in your view right now. That's exactly how I could see the closet. Now, if you look in that closet, you'll say, how could the bin lid? Now, bin lid, it's about a foot long, half a foot wide. I don't know, it's pretty big, but right now it's in the camera, and you're probably saying, well, I see it. Well, I told you that one teacher said, the eyes look, but the eyes don't see. And the other thing, I went reading up on the disappearing objects phenomenon, and this is a perfect case. This happened to me yesterday, or the day before I took the bin out. I just set the lid in the closet there, and it perched itself up in such a way that it no longer looks like a lid for a bin. And it's a pretty big lid. And the odds of when I set it in there of it propping itself up on, let's see if it's in the frame, that line cord. I mean, just the fact that's impossible, okay? But this is what's been happening to me, all right? So you look at that and you say, well, how the hell did that happen? Coincidences, okay? But your mind wants to see a lid for a bin, not a rim, okay? Now I'm going to turn that so you can see it. Hopefully this video doesn't go bad. Look how big this lid is, okay? But I set it in, and it just, but now you see, you can see it now. But of course, the day I set it in, it's even hard to get it back that way again. That's where your stuff's disappearing to. Now I went looking and reading, and a lot of it is saying basically your mind, like I said, you have your pair of glasses. Now this is a perfect example. You have a pair of glasses for reading, and you hear a noise, or you go downstairs, and you set them down, you're looking around, you're doing something. Maybe you'll remember, oh, I got to get the meat out for lunch, I got to defrost it. You open the refrigerator up, you take the meat out, now you go upstairs, and you go to do something, and you don't have your glasses. And you've totally forgotten that you went downstairs to hear a noise or to take something out of the refrigerator, because that's a very minor thing of the day. In other words, you basically don't remember all the stupid little things you do each day. So you come upstairs and you can't find your glasses. Now, like I do, I have a couple pair, and I usually find them downstairs, and then I have to retrace my steps or sit down and think about it. I go, oh yeah, the garbage truck came, and I went out, and when I got to the kitchen, I took the glasses off, I went out, I brought the garbage cans in, I went upstairs, and I went to work. It took a while, I was doing other things, then I go to get glasses and they're missing. Now I totally don't remember going out to get the garbage cans because that's a weekly, monthly, yearly thing. You're doing it all the time. It's not something that you can say, you know, I want to remember that I took in the garbage cans today. You do it automatically. Your brain erases that stuff. If your brain was to remember all the stupid little stuff that you do during the day, you'd run out of memory probably when you're 15, okay? So that's where a lot of the stuff's going. And then, like the last guy was building a circuit board, and he resoldered a part in a different spot. Yeah, those are the unique things. And those are the ones that drive you more crazy, because the part is on the board, but it's in the wrong place. And now you're checking all around your workbench, all around, you're trying to find a part to substitute for that part. It becomes a major catastrophe. All right? And then all of a sudden, when you get another part in its place, you don't need the part anymore, then it mysteriously appears. But when you're building something or doing anything, your mind really isn't on what you're doing 100%. Your mind is daydreaming about other things. And that's when you screw stuff up and you put something away. And I told you the worst ones I ever had was the phone would ring, and the person would say, can you look this certain thing up in a book for me? And I'd go down to get one of my reference books, and I'd look it up. I put in my favorite tweezers in one time, my favorite 6-inch rule one time, my favorite pen one time. And then I'd go upstairs with the book. I'd dial the guy's number. It was the same guy all the time, too. I don't need that information now. I'm going to do it this way. 3 times that guy got me, the same guy. There were other people that did basically the same thing, but I would have a habit of putting a marker in the book, and I use whatever I had handy, and I'd go up and dial the phone number, and I'd tell the person, I'd read to them what was in the book, whether it was a conversion of thread conversions, tap hole, the hole you have to drill in order to tap the material, and then there's a loose fit hole, a tight fit hole. So people would call me up all the time. What drill do I need for a certain hole? What do I need for, and I would go look it up, and I'd put something in the book, and then I'd answer the phone, call them up, and they say they didn't need it. I'd take them back, I put the book back in the shelf with my favorite favorite tweezers, favorite 6-inch rule, and I did it with something else. Oh, I did it one time with my favorite scribe too, and I lost the scribe one time. When I put a bunch of metal bars away, I picked up the metal scribe and put it in there. But that, I was sitting in a chair when that disappeared, and I really got annoyed. And I said, you know what? Let me go through my metal pieces in one of my bins. And I found my scribe. And I went out and bought new scribes, and they just weren't the same. The weight, I have my favorite scribe that I use, and it's not even a real scribe. It's a dental pick that the handle's been turned into a scribe. But that's why I couldn't locate it. It took me days trying to locate what the hell this thing was. And I found out it wasn't even really a scribe. My father had made it real quick out of something else. But it had just the right weight when you work with it, the right size for my big hands and the whole thing. But I was around people that constantly lost things. I told you about the woman and her keys. Well, when I was thinking about that, well, I went to a baseball game one time, and I met up with this guy and his wife at a baseball game. And we're watching the baseball game, and the whole time people are walking by going, did anybody lose this set of keys? Did anybody lose this set of keys? And they're going back and forth. We just found these. Well, anyway, the guy sitting next to me, who I met they were his keys. All right? Now, when we go to our cars, he's like, I can't find my keys. As soon as I heard that, I got in and started my car up and waved goodbye to him and left. And in the rearview mirror, I see him starting to melt down. Well, a couple days later, he told me the story. He went looking, and he still found the person, and they still had the set of keys. But the whole time, they're coming by, and he's looking at that set of keys, and he couldn't even recognize that there was his keys because he was so damn sure that his keys were in his pocket. Now, the average person would say, well, let me check my keys. Even though it doesn't look like their keychain. They'll some of these people don't, okay? And they go through life losing stuff. And one time I was at his house, and he was trying to get the front of the house fixed up. I won't go into detail. He let the front of the house go, and he wanted to real quick clean up the bushes and that. So I got out the hedge clippers, and I'm out there working on the bushes, and he's standing around, and I found in the bushes, I found a baseball mitt. That's where that went. See, what he did when he came home from school, and instead of taking it in the house, he put it on the bush so nobody would see it and steal it, and this way he could go somewhere else. All right, instead of walking in the house, putting the so the mitt fell down into the bush, and it sat there for say 6-7 years. So now I'm out there trimming the bushes, and he's got a bottle of the liquid you put on a mitt to make it. And he's hitting it. He goes, "This is still good." Meanwhile, I'm out there cutting the bushes. Lunkhead. Guy was a lunkhead. Okay, let's face it. I don't want to go into all the stories he did, but it was really bad. But when you're so busy and overwhelmed with different things that you got to do, your mind really isn't on what you're doing. And when I'm downstairs getting ready to cook dinner, I catch myself. What I'll do is I'll finish dinner up and I'll clean out the pots and pans, and I might put I catch myself though. I'll go to put the colander away. It's a plastic colander, and I'll put that where the little pan should go. And I catch myself. I pull it back out. But imagine if you do put it in the wrong place, and then you go for the colander and it's not there, and then you go nuts. You're like, where the hell? But meanwhile, you put it where the other thing should be, And that's just what you're doing because you're so busy, your mind is on something else. And I've been catching myself lately. And that's what I wanted to show you. This actually happened. Okay? I left that stupid lid in the exact spot. And I was standing there looking around. Where the hell did that lid go? And then all of a sudden I kept looking and looking. And like I said, that guy Whalen would say, Mike Whalen, Retz Electronics, the eyes look, but the eyes don't see. But the eyes want to see this. Okay? That is invisible. When you're aggravated looking for a lid, that's invisible. Okay? That's a lid. That doesn't exist. I think that's it. All right, that's it.